What if your legs could stay strong at 70 the way they were at 40? What if the secret to staying independent wasn't found in a prescription, but in your daily habits? And what if one silent change inside your body was quietly stealing your strength without you even noticing? Starting around age 30, your body begins to lose muscle mass, slowly at first, just 3 to 5% every decade. But over time, that decline adds up. Eventually, it leads to a condition known as sarcopenia, which affects up to 1 in 5 older adults. It creeps in unnoticed until one day standing from a chair feels harder, climbing stairs takes effort, or a light stumble ends in a fall. This isn't just about weakness, it's about losing the freedom to live life on your own terms. In this video, you'll learn exactly what sarcopenia is, why it happens, and most importantly, how to slow it down or even reverse it. We'll explore the role of resistance training, protein, and smart daily habits that protect your muscles, boost your strength, and keep you mobile as you age. Whether you're 55 or 85, it's never too early or too late to start building muscle resilience. If you find value in this video, don't forget to like, subscribe to Senior Health Source, and share it with someone you care about. These simple tips could be the first step toward reclaiming strength, energy, and independence for years to come. Let's age smarter together. So, what's speeding up this silent muscle loss? It's not just aging alone. Factors like chronic illnesses, poor nutrition, a sedentary lifestyle, and even hormonal changes after menopause can all accelerate muscle decline. These aren't just small issues, they're fuel to the fire. That's why some people lose strength much faster than others, even if they're the same age. In fact, researchers estimate that 10 to 20% of older adults are living with sarcopenia right now, many without even knowing it. That's because diagnosing it isn't always straightforward. It's not something you see in a blood test or on an x-ray, but experts have found two powerful indicators that can help spot the risk early: grip strength and walking speed. Yes, your handshake and your walking pace could say more about your health than your lab results. If your grip is getting weaker or you've noticed your steps are slower than they used to be, it might be time to take action. But don't worry, this isn't a warning, it's an opportunity. Because with the right tools and a bit of consistency, you can turn the tide. Let's talk about how. Now let's dig a little deeper into one of the biggest yet often overlooked drivers of sarcopenia: chronic illness. It might surprise you, but conditions like diabetes, heart disease, chronic kidney disease, arthritis, and even cancer can quietly accelerate muscle loss over time. Why? Because chronic illnesses don't just affect one system, they create a ripple effect that impacts everything from your metabolism to your hormones, your mobility, and even your appetite. Let's take type 2 diabetes as an example. This condition interferes with how your body processes and stores energy. Over time, insulin resistance not only affects blood sugar, it also reduces the ability of your muscles to absorb and use protein efficiently. That means even if you're eating well, your muscles may not be getting what they need to stay strong. Or consider heart failure. When your heart struggles to pump blood efficiently, less oxygen and nutrients reach your muscles. You may feel fatigue sooner, move less, and gradually begin to lose strength, not because you're not trying, but because your body is working overtime just to keep up. The result? Muscle mass begins to melt away and sarcopenia slowly creeps in. Inflammation also plays a key role. Chronic illnesses often keep your body in a low-grade state of inflammation. And that inflammation, while silent, interferes with the signals that trigger muscle growth and repair. It's like trying to build a house while someone is constantly dismantling your progress in the background. And let's not forget the side effects of treatment. Steroids, chemotherapy, or long-term bed rest during illness can lead to rapid muscle wasting. Even something as seemingly minor as pain or joint stiffness from arthritis can discourage movement, causing muscle use and strength to decline. But here's the good news: you're not powerless in the face of chronic illness. In fact, knowing what's working against your muscles is the first step toward protecting them. So, what can you do? First, move as much as your condition allows. Even light activity like walking, stretching, or chair based exercises can make a big difference. Movement sends a signal to your muscles: we still need you. Don't shut down. If you're dealing with pain or fatigue, talk to your doctor about safe, low impact options that suit your condition. Second, prioritize protein in your meals. Chronic illness can suppress your appetite, but every bite counts. Try spreading protein throughout the day. Think yogurt at breakfast, lentils at lunch, and grilled fish or tofu at dinner. If eating is difficult, consider protein shakes or small, nutrient dense snacks. Finally, manage inflammation through diet and lifestyle. Anti inflammatory foods like berries, leafy greens, olive oil, turmeric, and omega 3 rich fish can support healing from the inside out. Remember, chronic illness doesn't mean muscle loss is inevitable. It just means your muscles need a little more attention and care. By staying proactive, nourishing your body, and moving with purpose, you can preserve strength and stay one step ahead of sarcopenia, even in the face of ongoing health challenges. Now that we've uncovered how chronic illness can chip away at your muscle strength, let's talk about something even more common and often easier to overlook: your diet. You've probably heard the phrase, you are what you eat. But when it comes to muscle health, a more accurate saying might be, your muscles are made of what you feed them. And if you're not giving them the right fuel, they can't grow, recover, or even survive. Poor diet is one of the biggest contributors to sarcopenia, and not because of just one bad food choice. It's the result of nutritional gaps that add up over time. Let's break it down. First, many older adults aren't getting enough protein. Protein is the building block of muscle, and as we age, our bodies become less efficient at using it. That means you need more protein, not less, to maintain muscle mass. Yet, a surprising number of seniors still follow outdated advice to eat light, relying on toast and tea for breakfast or skipping meals altogether. Here's a real world example. A 72-year-old woman eats a light breakfast of crackers, has soup for lunch, and maybe a small piece of chicken at dinner. On paper, she's eating healthy, but in reality, she's only consuming around 30 to 40 grams of protein per day, far below the recommended 1.2 grams per 2 pounds of body weight needed to maintain muscle. Then there's the issue of empty calories, foods high in sugar, refined grains, and processed ingredients but low in nutrients. Think white bread, pastries, soda, or even those snack packs marketed as convenient. These foods give you a quick energy boost, but offer nothing for your muscles to hold on to. They spike blood sugar, increase inflammation, and leave you more fatigued, making movement less likely and muscle loss more severe. Micronutrient deficiencies are also a hidden danger. Key nutrients like vitamin D, B12, magnesium, and omega 3s play critical roles in muscle function. Yet many older adults are deficient in them, especially if they don't eat a variety of whole foods or have a reduced appetite due to medications or illness. So, what's the solution? Start by making every meal count. You don't need to eat more, you just need to eat smarter. Focus on protein rich foods like eggs, Greek yogurt, legumes, fish, and lean poultry. Add colorful vegetables to support inflammation control and include healthy fats like avocado or olive oil for nutrient absorption. If cooking feels overwhelming, batch prepare meals or keep simple protein dense snacks on hand like boiled eggs, cheese cubes, or a protein shake. Even small changes like swapping white rice for quinoa or toast for almond butter on whole grain bread can make a noticeable difference in your energy and strength. Most importantly, don't fall into the trap of eating less because you're older. Your body still needs fuel, especially your muscles. Of course, even the best diet can only take you so far. There's one more critical piece of the puzzle, and it might be the most powerful of all: movement. If food is the fuel, exercise is the signal. It tells your muscles, hey, I still need you. Without that signal, your body, no matter how well nourished, starts to scale back. And that's where sarcopenia accelerates. See, your muscles thrive on use. They're like a team of workers who need regular training to stay sharp. But when you stop moving or simply move less, they get the message that they're no longer needed. And the result? They shrink, weaken, and eventually vanish. This isn't theory. It's a biological fact. Let's look at a clear example. Imagine an older adult recovering from a hip surgery. For several weeks, they're mostly in bed or using a walker. Their muscles aren't challenged, and within just 10 days, studies show they can lose up to 10% of their muscle strength just from disuse, 10 days. And for someone already starting with less muscle mass, that decline is even more dangerous. But it's not just post surgery. Many of us slowly slip into inactivity over time, choosing elevators instead of stairs, sitting for long stretches, or skipping walks when the weather is bad. These habits add up, and before we know it, that "I'll rest today and move tomorrow" mindset becomes the new normal. So, how do we reverse that trend? The good news is, you don't need to become a gym rat or lift heavy weights. Even small, consistent movements can send powerful messages to your muscles. Start with simple resistance exercises. Think squats using a chair, gentle lunges, wall push ups, or resistance bands. These movements build strength without strain, and they can be done right at home. Walking is another hero. A 20-minute walk each day not only supports circulation and heart health, it activates the large muscle groups in your legs, helping you retain mobility and balance. Pair walking with stretching or yoga to maintain flexibility and reduce stiffness. The key is consistency. One workout per month won't change much, but 10 minutes a day, that's where the magic begins. And remember, if you're starting from a place of very limited movement, it's okay. Begin wherever you are. Chair exercises, water aerobics, or simply standing more often throughout the day all count. What matters most is that you challenge your muscles regularly so they keep showing up for you when it counts. And as we continue unpacking the hidden forces behind muscle loss, there's one more factor that often catches people off guard: hormonal changes, especially during and after menopause. For women, the years surrounding menopause bring about a profound shift in the body. Estrogen, a hormone known for its role in reproductive health, also plays a critical part in maintaining muscle mass and strength. So, when estrogen levels begin to plummet, usually around the age of 50, it sets off a silent cascade that impacts far more than mood or hot flashes. It hits the muscles hard. In fact, studies show that women can lose up to 10% of their muscle mass in the first few years after menopause if no preventative action is taken. That's a dramatic decline, one that can leave women feeling weaker, less stable, and more fatigued, even during basic tasks like walking upstairs or lifting a grocery bag. But it's not just estrogen. Other hormones like testosterone, growth hormone, and insulin like growth factor, IGF-1, also decline with age in both men and women. These hormones are essential messengers that stimulate muscle protein synthesis, the process your body uses to build and repair muscle tissue. When those messages slow down or stop, your muscles don't get the go signal they need to stay strong. Let's take a real life scenario. Picture Sarah, 58, who has always been active but recently started feeling weaker, especially in her legs. Her doctor runs blood work and confirms that her estrogen and testosterone levels have dropped. What Sarah's experiencing isn't unusual. It's a textbook example of hormone-driven sarcopenia. But the good news is, hormonal change doesn't mean defeat. While we can't stop the natural aging process, we can absolutely counterbalance its effects with smart, science-backed strategies. So, what can you do? First, resistance training becomes even more critical post-menopause. Because estrogen is no longer offering its protective benefits, it's up to movement, especially strength building exercises, to fill the gap. Lifting weights, doing push ups, or even using resistance bands can reactivate muscle building pathways that are less responsive due to hormonal shifts. Second, protein intake needs to be more intentional. After menopause, your body may not utilize protein as efficiently, so spread it throughout the day. Aim for 20 to 30 grams per meal to keep muscles well fed and ready to grow. Third, sleep and stress play a bigger role than you might think. Poor sleep and high cortisol, the stress hormone, can disrupt hormone balance even further. Prioritize rest, practice relaxation techniques, and stay consistent with routines that support hormonal health. And finally, for some individuals, hormone replacement therapy, HRT, may be worth discussing with a healthcare provider. It's not for everyone, but in certain cases, it can help slow down the rate of muscle decline when used appropriately. Remember, menopause may change your hormones, but it doesn't have to change your strength. With the right tools and a proactive mindset, you can move through this transition not just surviving, but thriving, with confidence in every step. So, now that we understand the role chronic illness, poor diet, lack of exercise, and hormones play in weakening muscle over time, What's the best way to fight back? According to top aging researchers, one strategy consistently rises to the top: resistance training. Unlike long walks or light stretching, which are great for heart and joint health, resistance training is muscle's best friend. It sends a direct signal to your body: keep building, don't break down. And that signal is exactly what we need as we age. You don't have to become a bodybuilder to see results. Simple exercises like push ups against the wall, squats using a chair, or lifting light weights just a few times per week can make a remarkable difference. These moves strengthen not only your major muscle groups, but also the stabilizers, the tiny muscles that help with balance, posture, and fall prevention. Take squats, for instance. They mimic the everyday motion of sitting and standing. By practicing squats regularly, you're essentially training your legs to keep you independent longer. The same goes for push-ups. They build upper body strength crucial for lifting, reaching, and supporting your own body weight. Even resistance bands, which are inexpensive and portable, can be incredibly effective. The key is consistency. You don't need to work out for hours. Just 15 to 20 minutes, 3 times a week, can protect and even rebuild lost muscle mass. And the benefits go far beyond the mirror. You'll feel stronger, move with more confidence, and reduce your risk of falls or injuries. You've got your muscles moving. Let's talk about what fuels their growth and recovery: protein. You see, exercise sends the signal to build, but it's protein that provides the building blocks. Without enough of it, your body simply doesn't have the raw material it needs to maintain or repair muscle tissue, no matter how much you train. Experts recommend aiming for 1.2 grams of protein per 2 pounds of body weight each day, a goal that many older adults unknowingly fall short of. And that gap matters. Over time, not getting enough protein can quietly accelerate muscle loss, fatigue, and frailty. But here's the good news: getting there isn't hard. It's just about making every bite count. Start your day with a bowl of Greek yogurt topped with chia seeds or almonds. That's protein plus healthy fats and fiber. At lunch, swap in a grilled salmon fillet, a lentil salad, or some cottage cheese on the side. For dinner, think chicken breast, tofu stir fry, or a hearty quinoa bowl with roasted veggies and beans. Even snacks can support your goals. Try boiled eggs, string cheese, or a protein smoothie with fruit and a scoop of powder. It's not about eating more, it's about eating smarter. Spread your protein across the day and pair it with light movement. Your muscles will thank you. So we've talked about movement, we've covered protein, but what if your body needs just a little more support? A subtle but powerful push to keep those muscles strong, coordinated, and resilient? That's where targeted supplements come in. Now let's be clear, supplements aren't magic pills, but when paired with consistent exercise and a nutrient-rich diet, they can make a noticeable difference in muscle preservation, energy, and recovery. Let's explore 4 of the most promising ones: vitamin D, omega-3 fatty acids, magnesium, and amino acids. The first, vitamin D, the muscle activator. Vitamin D often gets the spotlight for bone health, but it's just as essential for muscles. It plays a key role in muscle contraction, strength maintenance, and balance. Without enough of it, muscles become sluggish and coordination suffers, making falls and frailty more likely. In fact, studies have shown that low vitamin D levels are strongly linked to weaker grip strength and slower walking speed in older adults, 2 major markers of sarcopenia. Unfortunately, many people over 60 are deficient in vitamin D. Why? Because our bodies produce it through sun exposure, and as we age, that process becomes less efficient. Combine that with staying indoors more often, and you've got a silent deficiency working against your muscle strength. So, how can you get more vitamin D? Start with sunlight. Aim for 15 to 30 minutes outdoors a few times a week, ideally with some skin exposed, like forearms or lower legs. But when sun isn't an option, food and supplements step in. Try adding these vitamin D-rich foods to your routine: fatty fish like salmon, mackerel, and sardines, fortified dairy such as milk, cheese, and yogurt, egg yolks, mushrooms exposed to UV light, and if your doctor confirms a deficiency, a daily vitamin D3 supplement, typically 800 to 2000 IU for seniors, can help restore optimal levels. Just be sure to pair it with meals that contain some fat to boost absorption. Next up, omega-3s. These powerful fatty acids are like internal repairmen for your muscles and joints. Found mainly in fish oil, omega 3s reduce inflammation, enhance protein synthesis, and support muscle recovery, especially when combined with resistance training. Here's what makes them truly special: they work on a cellular level. In aging muscle tissue, chronic low grade inflammation can quietly block growth signals and accelerate atrophy. Omega 3s help counter that, making the body more responsive to protein and exercise. One study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition showed that older adults who took omega 3 supplements while strength training gained more muscle mass than those who trained without omega 3s. That's a big deal. To get more omega 3s naturally, aim for wild salmon, tuna, or herring, walnuts, flax seeds or chia seeds, omega 3 fortified eggs. And for those who don't eat fish regularly, fish oil supplements, typically 1,000 to 2,000 milligrams per day EPA plus DHA, are a safe, proven way to support muscle health. Plus, they come with heart and brain benefits too. Now let's talk about magnesium, a quiet hero in your body's nutritional toolkit. Magnesium is crucial for muscle contraction, relaxation, and energy metabolism. Without enough of it, muscles may cramp, spasm, or fatigue more quickly. Worse, it can interfere with your ability to recover after even light activity, leaving you sore, tired, and less likely to move again tomorrow. And here's the catch: up to 50% of older adults don't get enough magnesium due to both dietary gaps and reduced absorption with age. So, how do you close that gap? Look to magnesium rich foods like spinach and other leafy greens, almonds, cashews, and pumpkin seeds, black beans and lentils, avocados, dark chocolate. Yes, really. Magnesium supplements, especially in the form of magnesium glycinate or magnesium citrate, can also help, particularly if you deal with leg cramps, nighttime restlessness, or chronic fatigue. Just be mindful to stay within safe limits, typically 250 to 400 milligrams daily, and check with your doctor before starting. Finally, we have the most direct building blocks of all: amino acids. Amino acids are the components of protein, and they're what your body uses to build and repair muscle tissue. While you get them from food, certain ones, like leucine, isoleucine, and valine, known as BCAAs or branched chain amino acids, are especially important for preventing muscle breakdown in older adults. Leucine, in particular, is a superstar. It activates mTOR, a cellular pathway that tells your muscles it's time to grow. Without enough leucine in your diet, your body might not respond well to protein, even if you're eating enough of it. Great food sources of leucine and other essential amino acids include whey protein, eggs, chicken, turkey, soy products like tofu and tempeh, quinoa, a complete plant protein. For those who struggle to meet protein needs or are recovering from illness, BCAA supplements or leucine-enhanced protein powders can offer targeted support, especially when taken around exercise or in the morning to combat overnight muscle loss. So what's the takeaway? Supplements like vitamin D, omega 3s, magnesium, and amino acids won't do the work for you, but they can enhance the work you're already doing. When combined with regular resistance training and a protein-rich diet, they help fill in the gaps and give your muscles exactly what they need to stay strong, resilient, and functional, even well into your 70s, 80s, or beyond. And the best part? These tools are accessible, affordable, and easy to integrate into daily life. No fancy programs or prescriptions required. So there you have it. Slowing sarcopenia isn't about making massive, overwhelming changes. It's about building small, consistent habits that protect your strength, energy, and independence as you age. Whether it's moving your body through resistance training, fueling up with protein-rich meals, or supporting your muscles with key supplements like vitamin D and omega 3s, every step counts. Remember, muscle loss may be natural with age, but becoming weaker doesn't have to be. If this video gave you something useful, something you can start applying today, don't keep it to yourself. Give it a like to let us know it helped. Subscribe to Senior Health Source so you never miss practical, science-backed tips designed just for your stage of life. And most importantly, share it with a friend or loved one who's also looking to stay active, mobile, and strong well into their 60s, 70s, and beyond. Together, we're building a healthier future, one movement, one meal, and one mindful choice at a time. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.